Hi, and welcome back to Movies Explained. Today we will be recapping a season based on the notorious killer called Jeffrey Dahmer. So without further ado, let's begin. In the year 1991, at night news is flashing on the screen of a television. The reporter can be seen saying that 5 white police officers are standing accused of beating a fellow officer in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The person who was killed in this incident was a black police officer. He was working on an undercover assignment when Monday night his vehicle was stopped on the street for a traffic violation. The black woman who is watching this news becomes so sad and disturbed after hearing all this that she switches off the television. She calmly stands up with tears in her eyes and sees herself in a mirror. As she is watching herself, she heard some strange noises coming out from her house vent. It is coming from an adjacent apartment where a man is doing some work, and it seems from the noise that he is cutting something hard. After finishing his work, he leaves his apartment. As he is walking in the lobby, the black woman calls him. She remains suspicious that smell coming from his apartment is worse than ever. Upon listening to this, Jeff responds that he has some meat that is rotten because he has a small-size freezer. However, the woman does not believe him because he uses the same excuse as last week. She says to Jeff that she sees him going towards the dumpster where he throws a whole bunch of meat, so this smell should be gone by now. After listening to this, Jeff makes another excuse that this smell is coming from his dead fish. It has a disease called itch, which is a kind of fungus. While talking, he starts walking toward the woman, which makes her uncomfortable. But she gathers her nerves and tried her best not to look nervous. Jeff tells her that he will clean all this mess by the weekend. After that, Jeff leaves the lobby, but that woman remains standing there with signs of fear on her face. It is a dark, cold, and windy night when Jeff is walking through the street, and there are many posters of missing black persons around the pole. Then he enters a bar. The ambience here is quite enjoyable. He looks around and then walks towards the 2 men sitting at the counter. As Jeff comes near to them, he offers to buy a drink for them. Both men seem impressed by his gesture. In the mean, another black man shows up there. Jeff also orders a drink for that black man. Then Jeff introduces himself to them, and in return, they tell their names as Aaron, Dawn, and Tracy. They ask Jeff if this time he is going to play or just walk away like last time. But Jeff responds that he will not go away, as tonight he is a man of action. As Jeff walks towards the dance floor, drinking and enjoying himself, those men are looking at him in joy. Jeff tells them that he is a photographer, but not any common photographer. He is an artistic photographer. Upon hearing this, Tracy asks him that does he capture nudes, to which Jeff casually replies that sometimes he does nudes too. Jeff tells them that it's not wired at all. It's just casual work. After this, he asks them if they want to pose for him. In return, he will pay them $50. Aaron, Dawn, and Tracy all look puzzled upon hearing this, but Jeff tells them it's nothing to worry about. It's just common artistry stuff. 2 of them rejects this offer as they thought that $50 are less for this work. But Jeff convinces one of them by saying that he has really good features. So that man agrees to do work for Jeff. As he locks the deal, Jeff sees himself in a mirror, but this time he looks different. Soon he gets out of his thoughts and tells others that the offer is open for them if they want to work for him. Jeff gives them the address of his house, which is 548 North 22nd Street, which is a nice little bungalow. Then Jeff leaves with the black man named Tracy. As they come out, a casual talk starts between them. Tracy asks if he has a car, but Jeff responds that he lives in a nearby apartment. Tracy tells him that he does not have any job. That's the reason he agrees to do this work. As Tracy steps inside the apartment, he asks him about the obnoxious smell, but Jeff tells him that it's a pork smell. He likes pork chops, so his family sent him a bunch of those. While they are talking, Jeff locks the door. However, until this point, Tracy starts feeling something weird about the apartment. As he looks around, he sees many unusual things like a pair of gloves filled with blood, a weird book, and strange medicines. During this time, Jeff prepares a drink for Tracy in which he mixes some powder. Jeff gives him the drink, but Tracy notices something white floating on it, so he hesitates to drink it and tells Jeff that he does not want to do work. After listening to this, Jeff tells him that he cannot leave. He asks him why he wants to leave, as every time everybody wants to leave him. Tracy tells him that he needs some fresh air as it stinks all around, but Jeff says that he already turns on the air conditioner. However, Tracy cannot see any air conditioner in the apartment. Jeff offers him to come into the bedroom, where he can feel better. But before that, He brings him in front of the fish tank and tells him that his one fish died because of the fish fight. As he is talking, he puts the handcuffs on Tracy's wrist, to which he gets annoyed. Soon a hand-to-hand fight starts between the two men. Jeff grabs the knife and asks him to obey him, otherwise he will kill him. In the adjacent apartment, the black woman starts hearing their noises, but she cannot understand the exact words. As the situation gets tense, Jeff asks him to shut his mouth, otherwise he will kill him. He has neighbors all around and he doesn't want to disturb them. Then he takes Tracy to his bedroom where he orders him to sit down on the bed. Tracy is in a panic but cannot do anything about all this. Then Jeff switches on a television and tells him it's nothing to worry about as they will hang out, watch a movie and take some pictures. But Tracy is so sacred because he sees a huge drum in the corner of the room and his bed has blood stains on it. Jeff becomes angry when he tries to escape again and again. He orders him to stop doing this, otherwise he will have the consequences. Tracy then gathers his courage and tries another way. He tries to seduce Jeff so that he can get the chance to escape. But instead of getting involved, Jeff asks him to showcase his body. Tracy starts dancing in front of him and removes his cloth, but Jeff watches him quietly. Then he goes inside the bedroom and grabs his camera to click his photos. After capturing some pictures of Tracy, Jeff again asks him to come into the bedroom so that they can watch the movie together. As they reach back into the bedroom, Tracy asks him to change the movie as he does not like scary movies. But Jeff tells him that one should not be scared of death. Death is just a part of life. As Jeff and Tracy are talking, Jeff asks him if he is weird or not. Tracy tells him with tears that he is not weird at all. The movie they are watching is The Exorcist 3. Jeff tells him that he watches it every day. He wants to show Tracy the best part of the movie in which the person burns the priest. This scene gives some kind of energy to Jeff. At this point, Jeff only wants to listen to his raised heartbeat because soon he is going to eat his heart. Tracy is so nervous and scared by now, but he tries not to show this to Jeff. He calmly starts playing with blonde hair of Jeff, and as Jeff's attention diverts, he attacks him and runs towards the door. He tries to open the door locks as fast as he can, but Jeff reaches there. Both start fighting, but in the meantime, the door opens and Tracy runs madly through the lobby saying that Jeff tries to kill him. Due to all this noise, the black woman living just next door comes out in panic. Tracy on the other side runs madly on the road and calls for help. After all this, Jeff grabs his spectacles and comes back to his apartment. He lightens up his cigarette and starts thinking. On the other side, Tracy meets with the cops who are on patrol at night. They ask him why he is wearing handcuffs. He tells them that a person just tries to kill him. While all this is happening, Jeff is present in his apartment sitting on the couch. Soon the police officers reach his apartment along with Tracy and call him out. He admits that he handcuffs Tracy, but according to him, it is just because they want to play fun games. According to Jeff, Tracy comes with him willingly as both are homosexual. However, police officers ask him to give the keys to Tracy's handcuffs. He tells them that it is in his bedroom drawer. By this point, police officers are suspicious of him because of the bad smell coming from his apartment. But Jeff tells them that it comes from rotten meat. However, police officers do not believe him and go to check his bedroom. There they find out pictures of nude men, but some of the pictures are disturbing. These pictures are of beheaded bodies. As Jeff sees all this, he tries to escape, but another police officer grabs him. They arrest him on an attempt to murder charge. Tracy sees all this and starts weeping with grief and pain. As Jeff has killed many black people, Tracy's people, Jeff admits that he should be dead for what he has done. All the neighbors come out after listening to the noises. The black woman who lives in the adjacent apartment tells police officers that Jeff's apartment always smells so bad. At night, Jeff's parents get a call from the police station. Jeff's father grabs his car and drives towards the police station. As he reaches there, an officer takes him to a separate room. The detectives introduce themselves by the name of Kennedy and Murphy. Mr. Dahmer looks nervous, however. They tell him that they have arrested his son last night in charge of an attempt to murder. Mr. Dahmer tells them that he was a good boy in his childhood. But when he gets a divorce from his mother, it was a hard time for Jeff. He was just 18 when he was forced to live alone. After listening to this, the police officers ask if there is anything unusual he wants to tell them. Mr. Dahmer tells them there is nothing much to tell, but he remembers one thing from Jeff's childhood. When he was 4 years old, he gets an operation for hernia. After that operation, Jeff changes a lot, he never becomes the same child. As parents, they thought it might be because of anesthesia. After all, this conversation detectives tell Mr. Dahmer that they have found a human head in his son's refrigerator and they are suspicious how he has committed multiple murders. They also find human hearts and male genitals in his deep freezer. Not only this, but they have also found 5 skulls, a complete skeleton, and 50 gallons of acid. Upon further investigation, they find out that he has eaten some of his victims. Jeff's father is shocked upon hearing this. On the other side, the police ordered every resident of the building to evacuate the place because they declare it a crime scene. The black woman who lives in the adjacent apartment seems to be disturbed by all this. The first episode ends here. If you want us to continue making recaps for this series, then please let us know in the comment box and like the video. We will see you in the next one.